Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please take your seats, especially you, Mr. Snowden. I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight to the first of hopefully many community forums hosted by the Estill Development Alliance. My name is Joe Crawford, and I am Executive Director. Tonight is going to be just the first. That pretty much describes it. We're really not sure what these are going to become as we move forward, but you got to start somewhere. We are on the stage down here at Steam Engine Pizza Pub in the session room, and if you're wondering, those of you in the room, if you're wondering why we are on the stage, it's because we are live streaming this event on Facebook. So if you want to go back and watch it later, you're more than welcome. I just have a few words that I want to say to get started. First of all, Estill Development Alliance is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and that basically means we are a public charity in the eyes of the IRS. So you make a donation, then it is deductible from your taxes as far as the law allows. Please consult your tax professional. EDA was founded in 1995 as Estill County 21st Century Incorporated by a group of local folks who wanted to try and do what they could to improve our community. And to this day, our mission statement is to improve the quality of life for the people of Estill County. It goes in different directions, and we take a lot of different angles on how to try to do that, but that's the essence of everything that we try to do. The structure of EDA, for those of you who may not know, we have a board of directors of 17 people. Now that may seem a little unwieldy, but we have 7 folks who are automatically appointed by virtue of their position in the community, and that would be the county judge executive, the mayors of both cities, the superintendent of schools, the CEO of the hospital, the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and a representative from the Industrial Development Authority. The remaining 10 are elected from the membership, and that's just a nomination process, and have those elections at an annual meeting each year. A term is 3 years, and you can serve 2 terms before you have to step down. Over the years, EDA has taken different looks, and we've, I guess each executive director has sort of had their own kind of angle, how they thought best we should approach community and economic development in our community. I can say at this point, with 100% confidence, that I am the longest serving executive director by a long shot at this point, considering that EDA started in '95, and I started actually last week, marked my 14-year anniversary from the time that I started, part-time right out of college. That's when I came into EDA. So it is exciting. Some of the things that are going on. We have, I want to mention, where is she? Jessica back here has been working on diligently on rebranding for the organization. We, as an organization, we went through a strategic planning exercise in late 2017 into the beginning of 2018, and rebranding, try to freshen up everything. That was one of the ideas. You folks in the room, you can see an example front page that our website is getting ready to change over to that soon. We also have purchased the domain estill.org, which is a whole lot easier to remember than estillcountyky.net. And that transition is going to be happening in the next couple months. It takes a while to move everything over, but also the new logo that actually has some connection to our community in it, with the mountains in the background, and it's very nice. I'm really happy with it, and Jessica needs to be commended definitely on all the work that she's done. So you'll be seeing those things kind of roll out in the next couple months. But let's see, there was one other thing I wanted to touch on before I moved along. As far as our structure, a lot of what I do on a day-to-day basis just depends on the day, honestly. I'm going to talk specifically about a couple of those points a little bit later. But we are structured with 4 operating divisions. That's just the term that we use. Over the years, as bigger needs have arisen in the community, through each one of them has been kind of its own creature to sort of evolve on its own, and has become its own organization. Those 4 organizations operate, for lack of a better term, semi-autonomously as part of EDA. So we all come together to form a greater whole. And you're going to be hearing from representatives from each of those 4 operating divisions tonight. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and hush for a few minutes. And representing Estill Action Group, we have their treasurer, Jessica Stevens.
Yay! All right, so I just want to give a little kind of overview about Action Group, because I know a lot of people know some things about us, but maybe not a lot. It's about 4 years? 4 years now? Yeah, 4 years ago it started. And one of the main purposes is to highlight the bright spots in our community and sort of just amplify the good things that are already happening and that we want to celebrate. Try to do fun stuff. In the beginning, it was lots of kayaking and hiking and volleyball tournaments, and those things still happen. But a big project that we took on was Trail Town certification through the State of Kentucky Adventure Tourism Department. It's a very long process. It's meant to be that way. It's all about connecting our natural resources, such as the trails, with our community and different facets of the community. So our main trail is the Kentucky River, and so lots of paddle sports. And we also have other trails such as hiking and stuff like that. We submitted our application last year, and the last we've heard from the State Department is we're hoping to meet with them early spring to get that finished. So there's not a date or anything, but we're still waiting. So that's exciting. As a part of that certification, we put on what is unequivocally our biggest event ever, Weekend on the Water. We had the first day, it was all out at the rec park. The first day we had a float on inner tubes down the river, and we had vendors and food trucks and everything. And then the next day we had a competitive kayak race and a fun paddle also down from under the Green Bridge out to the rec park. Between vendors and volunteers, people who came out just to check it out, people who floated, and paddlers, we had about 250 people. And I think we had 4 states represented. So that's really exciting. It was honestly a bigger turnout than we could have imagined, and that was a great success. So we're going to work on that again this year, tweak it a little bit from some of the things we learned. And right now the date we have for that is July 27th. Tentative, but pencil that in. We're still doing the hikes. Those come out on Facebook. It depends, of course, on the weather and what all's going on. So our Facebook page is the best place to find that, and that's under Estill Action Group. Another event that we have done for 3 years now is the Twin City Days Chili Cook-Off, and we had that out at the American Legion. It's been really fun. It's grown every year. Skip Johnson won last year. I mean, I got second place, but Skip won. So it's always a good time. We usually have music, and it's a beautiful place out there, and it's at a wonderful bend in the rivers, and it kind of ties it all together. And that's the start of one of our trailheads is down at the Legion. So we love being able to have it there, and they're great to partner with. So we love that. A new project we're just now starting to work on is going to be a sort of combo of a cookbook and photos and historical stories and cool local info called Estill County Eats. So we're collecting recipes and stories and photos that are locally based or a regional dish or something, if there's somebody who's, everyone's like, oh yeah, at that potluck, so-and-so always brought this and they're willing to share it, or their family's willing to share it, we would absolutely love to put that in the Estill Eats. So we'll be putting up a submission form on our website, and I think it's on Facebook already maybe. But yeah, so that's sort of the next big thing. So yeah, we're just kind of plugging along and trying to keep highlighting what we got going on. So thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Jessica. And Action Group is the youngest of, I guess you'd say, the youngest of the operating divisions as far as that goes. I feel kind of like Jerry Lewis a little bit in the telethon, but this is where I interject a little something extra. One of the glaring omissions from the community that's been brought up time and time again is a coordinated and cohesive community calendar. I personally tried to take that on a few years ago, and the technology wasn't quite there yet to be able to do it. But with the help of actually a lot of folks at this point, we have put together a community calendar. It's built in Google Calendar and is a living, breathing document, I should say, because regularly scheduled recurring meetings, sometimes those dates change and what have you, but we can go in there and change them. And then you can actually, if you use Google Calendar to keep up with all your appointments, you can import that calendar into your calendar. Everything will be a different color, and then you can keep up with all the different things going on in the community. That said, that calendar will only be as good as the folks who keep the information updated. So we are going to have several administrators to keep up with making sure that the dates for different organizations are updated and what have you. But we're hoping that this will be a really big help for all the folks in the community. Now, there's a lot of stuff happening right now in this community. There's no doubt about it. And we're going to have to get a little bit away from that old idea of we can only have one thing at a time ever, because it's just getting to where it's not possible. There's not enough free evenings or Saturdays or whatever it might be to try to dodge everything. So we just have to try to work together the best we can. It is live, so you can go to estillevents.com, and that takes you to a dedicated page on our website, and there is also a submission form right on there where if you have an event that you'd like to have included, you fill all the stuff out. Please give us all the information that you possibly can, especially the person who needs to be contacted with questions, and then we can start getting those posted for you. But in the meantime, we've got a lot of stuff on there already, and there's still going to be a lot to come. But make sure and check that out, estillevents.com. I checked it right before we started, and it works. So, but next up, we have. Let's see. Is your official title the youth director? Is that okay? All right. I know that's one of them anyway. But she is an incredibly talented, bright young lady, and she's making some awesome things happen with River City Players. Please welcome Miss Leslie Harris.
So hi, as Joe said, I'm Leslie Harris, and I'm the youth board member for River City Players. I'm just going to give a few quick updates on what River City Players is doing right now. I am actually directing a children's production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and that will be going on March 22nd and the 29th at 6 o'clock, March 24th and 31st at 3 o'clock. So this has been my project recently, and I'm absolutely loving it. We had auditions in January, and we had a lot of kids come out. See, the last play we did that was a children's play, we didn't really have enough kids, and we sort of had to scramble, and in the end it turned out okay. But this time, we had 40 kids come out, and it was incredible. We had so many kids. We're actually having 2 casts for one play, and they will each be performing one weekend in March, as I said earlier. And it's been a ton of fun, and they're working really, really hard, and they're doing great, and they've come so far already, and I'm really proud of them. Also, we have another play that will be coming up, I believe in May. It is Red, White, and Tuna. This is an adult play, and the auditions for it are actually on the 19th and the 25th, 6 through 7:30 p.m. at the EDA building. And I encourage everybody to come out for it. These plays are a whole lot of fun, and they are phenomenal, and we love them, and we love putting them on. So I believe that's just about all I have to say for updates. But as I said earlier, we're having a Red, White, and Tuna play in May. It's all adults, and I believe that's just about it. So.
Now, she has a plate of cheese fries that are calling her name right now. Thank you very much, Leslie. You can tell by just the animation in her face as she speaks. She has a lot of talent in the drama department, no doubt about that. But Leslie's an outstanding young lady, and if you haven't had the opportunity yet to go to one of these all-youth productions, it will blow your mind. She and all the other folks that are working on putting these productions on you can tell that they really love it, because that shows in the kids. It's really neat. And as Leslie mentioned, the auditions for Red, White, and Tuna, that's a great example of something I was talking about a minute ago. The first audition is actually going on right now because we ended up having something booked on the same night. But it's all good. There's plenty of folks to go around, and plenty of time to cover everything. So one of the tasks that I'm charged with as executive director for EDA is working with prospective entrepreneurs. If you're not familiar with that term, that's somebody who wants to be their own boss, essentially. We have a lot of folks in this community who fancy, maybe not now, but at some point, launching their own enterprise. And you think, okay, you want to be a small business owner. Well, that means different things for different people. That doesn't necessarily mean that you want to have your own brick and mortar shop. There are people that are doing really well with home-based startups and service businesses where they don't have to have one location. These are folks that need help too. I field calls on an increasingly regular basis, and I have a wonderful and understanding wife, because some of these folks that are talking about wanting to start their own venture, they might have a regular 60-hour-a-week job, and they can't come and meet me between 9 and 5. So there are quite a few times that I might be down here at Steam Engine at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, or meeting up with people on the weekend, and that suits me just fine, because if I can help some of these folks get the information that they need in order to take that next step, and in some cases, not to take that next step. Sometimes people have a really cool idea, but a cool idea doesn't necessarily mean it'll make money. And if you have a business and you don't make money, it's kind of hard to keep the business open. So that's been the case quite a few times, that just sitting down and talking with me about their idea, and when they actually start running numbers and say, you know what, maybe I better go back and work on this some more. And I feel like that is just as much a success as helping somebody get to that next level and launch a business, because now they're not on the hook. They've taken out a loan that now they don't have the cash flow to pay, or they've it could get really sticky So any place that we can sort of fill in the gap and be there for these people, that takes us one step forward. Speaking of entrepreneurs, so those folks who have been able to get their venture going, we welcome them with open arms into another one of our operating divisions, and I guess the original operating division. I think we figured up, correct me if I'm wrong, Richard, but we're in the 4th or 5th iteration of a Chamber of Commerce in Estill County. We were going back and forth. Fifth or 6th, he says. So, but the current one has been around since 2005. We kind of kicked that off. Steve Perkins was the interim director shortly after I started, and we were able to get the chamber kicked back off again. So the current president of the Estill County Chamber of Commerce and the general manager of WSKV Radio, please welcome Ethan Moore.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. I am privileged to stand here on behalf of the Estill County Chamber of Commerce. I can say with authority, based on my experience throughout the region, Estill is blessed with one of the better Chamber of Commerces, especially for the size of city that you all have and county that you all have. It is definitely one of the most dynamic chambers that you'll come across, definitely one of the most innovative as I've been across the region. So again, I commend each participant in our 80-plus businesses that are members of the Chamber of Commerce. We thank you so much for your support. Of course, I do act as president primarily because nobody else wanted the job at the time, so I wasn't seeking this. But we are on behalf of the businesses, so my service here on the chamber is for Pickup Country 104.9. Likewise, on the board, we currently have represented Meads Do-It Center, Citizens Guarantee Bank, Mercy Health, Markham and Wallace Memorial Hospital, Appalachian Wireless, Mike's Travel, and La Cabana. And I believe that's the full list. I'm checking Joe for steam engine as well. Yep. Oh, that's true. We have Fee on here. So, yeah. How could I forget Fee? But anyway, we're standing in steam engine. Sorry, Fee, if you're watching. Anyway, we have lots of stuff that goes on. I'll just quickly run through a large page of notes. I was being mocked a moment ago for how many notes I have. But anyway, I'm a radio guy, so that's what I do. We do have our monthly meetings. They are held every second Tuesday. So if you would like to participate, every second Thursday. Thank you, Jessica. We did just change that. But every second Thursday of the month. And we do rotate. That's a little different than some Chamber of Commerce's. I think it's a good idea. It kind of gives a freshness to it. So we rotate restaurants. And you might say, well, how do I figure out where you're going to be? Contact Jessica at Estill.org. You can email her directly, and she will send you a response back. She's very good about doing that. So, again, if you want to know where we're meeting next time, just email her, Jessica at Estill.org. You're going to find that's a theme of what I'm getting ready to share with you. She can hook you up with that information. At those meetings, we don't just get together and listen to somebody drone on about something to do with business. Now, we do have that opportunity every now and then to have a guest speaker. But more than that, we network business to business and find out what's going on with each business. And also, we learn about some of the things that we may not know that are going on in our community. Certain businesses have things that they do on a monthly or semi-annual basis that it's so good to know that that's going on in Estill County or the surrounding counties if it's a large regional business. So again, it gives us a great perspective and an opportunity to find that out. Also, we work with a relatively new concept. We've searched for a solution for a really nice premier community event now for several years as the Chamber of Commerce, as I've been a member of it. And what we discovered is there's always a high chance with an outdoor event that it's going to be rocked by weather at some point. And we've had past events where all the best planning went into it. Everything was phenomenal, and then it decided to rain that day. So good Lord apparently thought we needed it, but it was difficult for the event. What we did this past year is we thought, one thing that we could do to possibly fix this is to, instead of put all of our eggs in one basket of one event, let's do something that is happening monthly. instead. So this last year we introduced something called Moonlight Market. Around the office we call it Moon Pie. But it is Moonlight Market. It was a moving event last year. So we issued a new date each month. We did set them up at the beginning, but we had pretty good success with it, a lot of participation. We had an artist come out. We had some buskers, which if you're watching, you don't know what a busker is. Joe brought this term to our attention. We would have called them, I think, single artist, singer-songwriter types. But a busker is somebody who plays and opens a guitar case like you'll see in a big city. Kind of brought that concept here to Irvin. And, of course, Irvin already has a great artist feel here. I'm standing in the session room, and if you've never witnessed a concert here, it's a fabulous, absolutely fabulous venue. Very personal and great. So anyway, we already have that culture here, so Moonlight Market really builds on that. And it's a really cool idea. If you have a home-based business or a brick and mortar and you would like to join in the event, you can do that. You can pay by month. If you're a chamber member, it's a little cheaper. There's one of the chamber benefits. If you're not a chamber member, you can still participate because we didn't want to isolate anybody, but it does cost a little bit more to participate, so be aware of that. But if you're interested in that, guess who you contact? Jessica@Estill.org. So just email her, Jessica@Estill.org, and she can get you the information about Moonlight Market. The big change this year, we are going to do it the first Friday of each month. I do have that right, double checking. First Friday of each month. It's going to start in May and end in October. Now, if we have rain, we will just call that event and move to the next event. We're not going to try and mess with a rain date. We've discovered how difficult that often is with artists and other schedules and everything. So that gives us 6 events, I think, total, that hopefully will fall on bright, sunny, beautiful, warm days that we can have a great event. So the next thing that we have with the Chamber of Commerce is we're trying to add some additional events to give promotion to our chamber members. And, of course, Small Business Saturday, I think it was started by American Express originally, but it has grown to a nationwide phenomenon, and a lot of communities really capitalize on it, including Estill County. And we do a Shop Local initiative on Small Business Saturday, which is the Saturday following Thanksgiving, right after Black Friday, which everybody loves so much, and just before Cyber Monday. So Small Business Saturday is a great thing. We do it each year. It's fabulous here in the community. We appreciate all the businesses that are a part of it. And then we decided, you know what, we really need a spring-ish event as well, kind of spring-ish. So we ended up with a Valentine's Day event, and I guess we're our second year of doing that now. And we call it Love Local. So we got Shop Local, Love Local. And there's a video done for businesses like represented Ravenna Florist. I'll just call them out real quick. But, they have some really great selections for Valentine's Day, as do some of the other great businesses here in town. So Jessica did a little video throughout the community of all the folks that were interested in participating in the video and produced it. If you say, well, I wasn't on that video, email Jessica at jessica@estill.org and make sure that you're on the next round for the video. It's just that simple. We're not trying to, miss anybody, but it's all about what you put into it. It's like any other organization. We are going to introduce a new event this year. We're not exactly sure how it's going to roll out, but we're excited about it. Meads Do It Center kind of pioneered the way with a Christmas in July celebration that they do with Santa Claus full on. I talked to Josh about it this past meeting, and he said it was actually kind of an accident. We just realized we had a lot of Christmas decorations left over, so we wanted to mark them down and sell them. That's a great idea. So we're going to build upon that and give businesses across the community an opportunity to take that great idea and hopefully get a little bolster to their bottom line during that time, and it'll be rolling out in July. There'll be details forthcoming on that one. The other thing, of course, we do is business-to-business networking, and you might say he's been talking a lot already, but the Chamber is one of the more involved organizations, and like Joe said, one of the longest-running organizations, so there's a lot of things going on with it. But the business-to-business referrals, if somebody calls Joe that's new to town, or somebody calls EDA, they will very quickly pivot to one of our businesses. And if you're a business person, you know immediately when you hear pivot what that means. That's a good thing when somebody pivots to your business or pivots to your service. And that's one thing the Chamber of Commerce offers. Not only will Joe pivot, but thanks to the networking meals that we have once a month, it makes it much easier for us to pivot to somebody who's at those networking meetings. Because when somebody comes and asks about a real estate agent, we can very quickly pivot to the real estate agents that come out and participate in those lunches and know what we're talking about. If somebody wants to know about services at the library, we can very quickly pivot and talk about services at the library because we just heard about what they were just offering. Or quickly pivot to something going on at the hospital, maybe some health screening or something like that. Again, we wouldn't have known without the links of the Chamber of Commerce. It's a very vital organization. Also, Mushroom Festival is coming up. It's impending, and it's going to be here soon. It's the kickoff to the festival season for WSKV, so we're very, very excited about it each year. It's one of the best festivals in the area, and I really do mean that sincerely. It's the 27th and 28th of April. The Chamber of Commerce oversees the Kids Zone. If you'd like to participate in that, you can. We need volunteers like crazy. We are partnering with the Estill County Band. They are phenomenal, great group of students, not only state champs and all that good stuff, but they're a great group of students to work. And they come out and help us with that, as well as some other activities there. And we'll be doing games for the kids. The whole purpose of the event, or the whole purpose of the Kids Zone side of it, is to give parents an opportunity to keep their kids occupied for a little while and not cost them a bundle of money. So that's kind of the whole purpose of the Kids Zone. WSKV comes out there and DJs. The Actioneers do usually a photo op type thing and different things that go on. It's a whole lot of fun. Let's see, just a couple other things to highlight. There is a radio program that Joe hosts. It's called Come On Home. How many people in the room are familiar with Come On Home? Yes, everyone. Good. All right. The cool thing about Come On Home is once a week, Joe gets on the radio for 2 hours and highlights Estill County as Kentucky's hometown. And it is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, actually, I'm looking at the website, which you can't see right now, but you'll see it soon on the video. But it says Kentucky's hometown up at the top. And it really is. I mean, if you're going to travel through Appalachia, I mean, Irvin and Ravenna, I mean, they're Kentucky's hometowns. They just really are. There's so much of a cross-section of all the communities, and it's just beautiful what you find here. And Joe gets to highlight that. But from a chamber perspective, if you're a business and you'd like to take advantage of some of that radio time, all you got to do is email Jessica. So you thought I was going to say Joe. Nope, it's going to Jessica. Jessica at Estill.org. When you email her, you can say, hey, I'm interested in being on that show. She'll get with Joe, see if his calendar works, and voila, you can get on that show and talk about your chamber business. Now, that is a chamber benefit, so to take advantage of that, you do have to join the Chamber of Commerce. Now, there's no charge to be on that show, so you can come and enjoy it. It's literally just a member benefit. It's a great, great opportunity. Let's see, the only other thing that I need to mention, make sure I get it all, is Hall of Honor. It's something that we're talking about for our upcoming annual banquet, which is held in the fall. Make sure I'm saying that right? Yes. Last year, I know we put it together with EDA's annual banquet, and I think we plan to do that again, and revitalizing Hall of Honor. So we're very excited about that program, recognizing community citizens and businesses that have served the community in unique ways, and we really appreciate them. So before I turn it back over to Joe, the only other thing, this is the show that goes forever. The only other thing is how to join. Well, if you want to join, email Jessica at Estill.org. The cost, and that's what everybody wants to know, and I understand it completely. If you're a local business, dollars are tight, and it's that way across the board, no matter what sector you're in, whether you're in banking, whether you're in radio, whether you're in a hospital, or whether you're just a small entrepreneur out of your house. Money's tight. It just is. So we've tried to develop some ways to make it cost effective. And of course, our whole goal is to make it highly valuable. And that way you really feel like you're getting back just that small investment. Most businesses, almost all the businesses, can join for $150 or less. Now, if you're a massive, larger business, it'll be a little bit more, but almost every business can join for $150 or less. And the cool thing is Jessica has the technology. She can hook you up on a monthly draw using PayPal, so it's completely secure. And that'll make it to where it's just a minimal amount. If you take $150 and spread it over a year, I mean, it's a minimal amount that comes out of your account each month. We've got a banker in the room, but I'm not going to put her on the spot of how much that would be. But anyway, they'll draw it out of the account, and it'll make it much more palatable for you to join the Chamber of Commerce. On the flip side, if you say, no, I'd just rather pay it all up front, you can pay it by check, credit card, or PayPal. And Jessica at Jessica.org. Jessica at Estill.org. Wow, I just created her own domain too. She can hook you up with all the information on that. With all that being said, I think that's it. Oh, newsletter. I forgot the newsletter, Jessica. Guess where you're going to send your newsletter items? To Jessica at Estill.org. This is actually a lot of fun. The newsletter is really cool. If you are a community business or a regional business that has an interest in Estill County and are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you can submit your organization's information to Jessica at Estill.org. When she gets it, she will put it in the monthly newsletter. It has to be in by the 24th of each month. And if you get it in by the 24th of each month, she'll publish it in the letter, and then she will send it out. Also, if you want to subscribe to that, you can email Jessica at estill.org. And she can hook you up with that. Right now, it goes out to 250 direct subscribers. The cool thing is, you may say, oh, that's not very many people. They're direct subscribers. They're people who have said, I want to get this. So that's a very valuable person, as you can imagine. So anyway, very excited about everything that's going on with the Chamber. If you are needing anything at all from the Chamber of Commerce, just email Jessica at Estill.org. Again, thank you so much for participating and supporting the Chamber and EDA.
You'd never guess that he talks for a living, would you? That is sincere, though. I mean, this dude really is that excited about everything that's going on. And this is my segue time. While they fix the set behind me, let me... one thing that we're working on a lot, it's taking a huge amount of my time currently, and I feel like it will be for the foreseeable future. You may have heard some stuff about choo-choo trains. If you haven't, then I don't know what to think. But Kentucky Steam Heritage Corporation, of course, has purchased a significant portion of the Ravenna rail yards, and that is the future site of the Kentucky Rail Heritage Center. I get so fired up when I start talking about this. So many people around town know bits and pieces about what's going on. Steam Heritage asked me, I don't even know how long ago it is now, but a while back, before everything really got going, to take a seat on their board of directors. And so because of that, I know a lot of things that are coming that a whole lot of people don't know anything about yet. And believe you me, if you could tiptoe through my head right now, you'd be just as fired up as I am, because you'll hear in economic development circles a lot, especially concerning Appalachia, the term transformative. Everybody's looking for that thing, whatever it might be, that's transformative for the region. It's not just a Band-Aid. It's not just a little bump here and there. It's something that really brings about significant change for our communities. And this project and everything that goes along with it, it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime type opportunities. And that's why I get so excited. If you're not on Facebook, then you're probably not seeing this video anyway. But check it out. Look up Kentucky Steam Heritage. The group has top-notch social media people, video folks, photographers, and a lot of these people are donating their skills to further this project. And that doesn't even, I know one fella in here who has, I'm sure, bloodied his knuckles a few times over there actually, clearing trees and moving heavy objects at that yard property to get it in shape to be ready. One of the things you're going to be hearing more about in the coming months is, as a community, we're not ready for the amount of company that we're going to be getting. Now, we've talked a big game about we need to do more to encourage tourism, to get more visitors into our community, which, yes, I 100% agree, because those are folks that are bringing their pocketbooks into our community, and they're spending the money out of those pocketbooks. But we're not ready to handle the numbers of people that will be coming into our community in the not so far off future. And we've got to get ready because, one thing about it, when you're in vacation mode and you go somewhere, you want to have that whole experience. You want it to feel like they were ready to receive you and they took care of you when you were there, and then you felt good as you were leaving, as you're basically dropping money on the ground as you go. That's just how you do when you're in vacation mode, and we want to provide those same kind of warm and fuzzy feelings for everybody that comes into our community. That was kind of a messed up way to describe that, but I think you get my gist. So we're going to be talking more and more about how to get ready from a business owner's perspective, from the average person on the street perspective. We've got to know the answers to questions when visitors come in and say, hey, do you know where this is? We all got to know, because we're all in this together, and we all stand to benefit from everything that goes along with this project. So I'll say again, man, keep your ears open, because there is more and more good news coming down the line. So get on board. I'm not going to try to go into all that again, but so many railroad puns. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I'll hush again for a minute, and welcome to the stage. Actually, this will be our third speaker who is a graduate of the Leadership Leap program. So from the Leadership Leap Steering Committee, Lindsey Rogers.
I am Lindsey Rogers, and this will be my second term on the steering committee for LEAP, and we're really excited. The year is just about to get started. So LEAP was founded in 2010 as a leadership Estill County, funded by an ARC Flexi Grant through Brushy Fork Institute at Berea College. So after just 1 year, our neighbors decided that they also wanted a leadership program from Lee and Powell County. So we decided, hey, instead of having 3 different leadership programs, why don't we regionalize, which is something in Appalachia that we always talk about. And we collaborated and decided to have Leadership Lee, Estill, and Powell. So after 1 year of the 3 counties, Jackson County joined the band, and the acronym was labeled LEAP: Learn, Empower, Attain, and Progress. We're in our 10th year of Leadership Leap, and we have over 110 graduates from 4 core counties, as well as representation from all of the surrounding counties to those 4 counties. So that's kind of cool. Like I said, the program this year is about to kick off, and it starts with an overnight retreat at Aldersgate Camp here in Estill County. And they learn team building skills, all about each other, kind of network amongst the group, and learn about the region as a whole and kind of what all of us face in Appalachia, which I think everybody so far tonight has kind of touched on some of those things. So over the course of the program, we get to visit the state capitol in Frankfort, we visit the state fair, and we also visit each community, each core community that is involved in Leadership Leap. So throughout that, we get to learn about the people, we get to learn about the communities, we get to learn about our government. We also get to learn about things at Brushy Fork, which, if you remember at the beginning, this was founded by a Flexi Grant that we got through Brushy Fork, so it's kind of full circle. So it not only educates people about the region around us, it also helps each person build a network of other leaders in the communities around us. And this year, we're actually trying to expand and become LEAP 2.0, kind of like an alumni version of the LEAP program. So that's kicking off pretty soon. So keep your ears out for that if you are a LEAP graduate. If you aren't, and you know somebody that would be interested, or if you're interested yourself, I guess email. I'm just kidding. You can download an application at leadershipleap.org. So don't email Jessica on that. But they're due February 27th. So if you guys here know anybody that's interested, if yourself are interested, or if you're watching online, that is leadershipleap.org. And again, that's due February 27th. I'm going to turn it back over to Joe.
Thank you, Linz. LEAP is near and dear to my heart. It really is my privilege because I'm the only person who has essentially gone through every class. So I get to cheat a little bit. My network includes everybody that's ever gone through the program, and I'm very, very blessed because of that experience. And it's so neat to see the beginning of each class, and you see these people, many of whom don't know each other, and it's so funny because we'll be at Aldersgate, and it's in the evening, and it's almost like a middle school dance because you've got the folks that know each other from their own counties, and you just migrate toward each other, and so everybody's kind of, well, I want to ask her to dance, but it's really funny, and it just takes that first night of getting everybody a little bit out of their comfort zone and showing them quickly that we've got things in common. And by that next morning, I mean, folks have already started to develop nicknames, and it's really funny. And each group is completely different. But if you're questioning whether or not that seems like a program that you would enjoy, go to leadershipleap.org. All of the alumni are listed by county. We try not to divide everybody by county too often, but that way you can find the people you might know that you want to ask about it, and let them convince you, because I could be doing a bad thing. I may send them out there and no, it's awful. That's the worst thing ever, but then we won't have applicants, I suppose. But yeah, it's a really great program. We're about to wrap up. No applause? Okay. I haven't even gotten to an hour yet. So one thing I want to mention in closing here is, the reason that we decided to do these, I already said that, it kind of came from strategic planning. We realized that a whole lot of people, if you're not directly involved already in one of these pieces of our big puzzle, then you probably don't have any clue what we're doing. And we don't want that. We want everybody to know what's going on and the different opportunities that folks have to get involved. There are multiple ways that you can get involved just a little bit, or like several of the people in this room can just invite incredible amounts of abuse from being assigned everything coming and going. No, those folks bring it on themselves. We don't lay it on anybody. But we really do have some great things that are going on. How are we funded? I won't go into the whole rigmarole, but I know some. If you don't know, then you probably think that we just have a giant, pirate chest full of doubloons that we dig out of. That is definitely not the case. We, as an organization, we have an operating agreement with the Estill County Fiscal Court. We have one with the City of Irvin, and that provides some of the funds that we need. The Chamber of Commerce membership actually helps to fund us administratively to a point. We have wonderful, wonderful corporate sponsors. Citizens Guarantee Bank and Markham and Wallace Memorial Hospital support us. We would not be open without those two amazing institutions. The biggest part of it are people like you, regular folks who want to see things get better, that you believe in this community and you believe in the work that we're all doing. And we realized it can be daunting, and like Ethan was saying earlier, whether you've in a business or it's your home pocketbook, money's tight. So we wanted to introduce, it's a gimmick, it is, but we wanted to introduce something a little easier and catchy for folks that want to come on and support EDA, but wanted an easy way to do it. We call it Gimme 5, and it's an easy way if you want to sign up and give $5 a month, which is less than it costs you for your Hulu subscription. Right now it will be simpler once we get the website moved over, but right now it's estillcountyky.net/gimme5, and that's GIMME, the number 5. Excuse me. And right there you've got the little PayPal subscription thing, and you can decide whether you want to do 5, you want to do more than that. Outstanding. We appreciate it. But we would love to have more folks get on there, get signed up, and that will allow us to be able to do more, because we kind of get tied down periodically, because if you only have so much money, there's only so much you can do. I think everybody understands that, and we want to invite more people to get involved and to help us move forward. As far as going forward as a community, I can't stress this enough. I've already mentioned the Rail Heritage Center and everything that's connected there. But if you've been here a while, especially, if you take a step back and look at where we were 5 years ago, where we were 10 years ago, and I think I speak for most of the folks in this room, that we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to try to grab on to a point in time that we used to be. We want to decide what we're going to be tomorrow, and we have that opportunity. We're going to blink twice and have a state-of-the-art brand new library. We're going to blink twice and we're going to hear steam whistles again. There's so many. We're going to blink twice and there's going to be performances in the MAC on Main Street. There's so many things that I've been saying this for years. Y'all didn't listen to me. I said I've been here 14 years, and it seems like once a year I get the opportunity to make a little spiel and talk about how we're right on the cusp. We're right there. We just need that little push. And you know what? It's about to be, we're flying over the edge, and we're just trying to hang on, because there's going to be so much shaking, so much happening. And it's a wonderful time to be involved in this community. So going forward, we don't know what these forums need to become, and we're relying on you. We need you to leave comments, send messages on Facebook. You can always call the office, 723-2450. You can send an email to jessica@estill.org. Let us know, what do you want to see? What are there issues that we need to address? Are there, we've got several of all the different kinds of boards that have been represented here tonight, and then some. We've got folks who want to hear from everybody out there and find out, what do you want and need to know? Because, this train's rolling, and we all got to make sure that we're headed in the same direction. And on behalf of EDA, whether you're here tonight in the room, you're tuned in live, or you're watching this at 3:30 in the morning in your pajamas, thank you so much for caring and for being a part of tomorrow's Estill County. Thank you all. Good night.